What's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are having a great day today. I hope everybody feels well. I just hope everybody is doing good, as I always hope everybody is doing well. If you know me, you know that I like to see others succeed in life, and I like to see other people do well and feel great in life. It's something that always makes me happy as a person. And I know that there's a lot of people, in this world that just like to see people get down and go through hard times, and I never really understood that. But I know there's a lot of people like that, and I am not one of those people. I feel like I benefit mentally if you're doing well, or maybe if you learn something that I'm trying to show you here, and you have good success with it. It's something that just makes me feel good, and I think it helps define me as a person. But I've always been like that, and I know a lot of times I joke around and talk about my old self, 5+ years and more back. But with that said, I was always a good person, and I've always wanted good for other people, even though my entire life I've struggled. It's something that has always made me feel good to see for somebody else. I've never been the person that would say, oh, well, I wish that was me, because that's not me. And my life has been one big struggle that I've battled, and I'm okay with it. And currently has been the biggest struggle that I've ever dealt with, ever in my entire life. And yes, it has affected me a little bit with creating content in some of my videos, but I'm here today to show you that you shouldn't give up no matter what. You should always continue. You should always, just fight the fight, just keep going. Don't ever, ever, ever give up, because the minute that you give up, that means that you've lost. You've lost the battle, so don't give up. And I fight every day, especially recently, to not give up. I've been going through a really hard time, and these things that I've been dealing with are 110% completely out of my control, unable to be prevented. So I'm just going to try to keep on keeping on every day, and I'm going to just try to continue to produce videos the best that I can. But I just want you to know there may be a time where you may not see me for a while, and it just depends. And I'm not going to talk about that too much right now, but what I'm going to do here today is I'm going to be I'm painting a picture. It's going to appear like it's done in oil, the normal oil paint that I use, but it's not. I've been experimenting with things for a long time, and I just recently feel like I've figured out a very good system that deals with no chemicals. It's pretty much safe all the way around, no paint thinner or anything like that. And even the medium that I've found is a very good medium, okay? And it's all safe stuff. So I've been trying to change the whole world of painters as far as when it comes to the chemicals that we deal with. So it's been something that has meant a lot to me, and it's very unfortunate that I just now figured it out during this current time, because had this been 6 months ago, I would have been in a much better place, and I would have been able to promote and kind of do things a little bit better. But anyhow, I'm still going to do this demonstration here and show you what I can do with something without breathing any chemicals in. So I hope that it's something that hope you guys appreciate it. And just know that I will be back with information at some point in my life, hopefully, and because I do want people to be safe, but I want to go about it the right way. So I have a 16 by 20 canvas here today, and I painted it with black gesso, let that dry, and I put a clear medium over top of it, and we are using the standard colors that I always use. You can use oil paint to follow along with this. This will be a great demonstration, I believe. I'm going to keep it nice and basic for everybody. And let's go ahead and get started. I think I've talked enough. So God bless you guys. Let's dive in and let's see what this does. All right, here we go. Here we go. Okie dokie. All right, so I'm just going to hold my palette up here. I'm going to show you here, then I'm going to probably set it down after that. But I have standard colors right here. All right, these are pretty much the same colors that I would normally use if I was using regular oil paint. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that down, and I'm going to go ahead and I'll just call off the colors that I'm using. Okay, so like I said before, This is a black canvas right here, and this black canvas was painted with black gesso, and I let it dry. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop some paint up onto here and then kind of go to town. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 1-inch brush and I'm going to grab just some Prussian blue and a tiny bit of black. All right, a little bit of Prussian blue and a little bit of black. All right, and I'm going to just pop some of this on here, and you're not going to be able to see this, not yet at least. All right, a little bit more. I'm just kind of glazing this color on right now, is what I'm doing. And then we're going to go back with some white paint. Now, I was going to do this before the video, but I just kind of wanted you to see what I was doing here. See, I'm just kind of grinding it in. All right. Give that a quick little wipe right there on the paper towel. I like to do that, and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to take a little tiny bit of white paint. Very small, little small amount of white right there. I'm actually going to probably hit that right there, and then I'm going to come up here like this. See that right there? Keep the corners kind of dark, so maybe I won't start on the edge. I'm just going to come right here, and I'm going to lighten the sky up a little bit. All right, now I'm going to grab a little bit more of the white paint, and I'm going to do, let's see here, I'm going to go right here. I'm going to put some right here, get a little bit more. See, pretty easy. You see how nice that's blending onto there? That's great, I think. And hopefully there's not a glare. I can't tell by the camera, but hopefully there's no glare. And if there is, I apologize. We'll have to figure that out next time. See, I'm just kind of grinding in some of this color here. All right, and you can always go back and get a little bit more of the Prussian blue. Let's just say if you want to add, a little bit more color to it. Like watch right here, see? A little bit more Prussian blue there. And I'm only adding a little bit at a time. Just a little bit at a time. Like this. I want this to be like the sky to be not too lit up, because I want to put a nice bright cloud in here. Okay. All right, something like that. I'm going to put a little bit more light in this corner here. So I'm going to take a little bit of white paint, and I'm going to start right about here, maybe. Yeah, something like this, because I'm going to actually put a nice little cloud in here. So this is the base for it right here. All right, I'm going to set that 1-inch brush down, and I'm going to just grab me a fan brush here, and I'm going to go right into white, nice white paint. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this go like this. See that? Something like that right there. See, I'm just doing little circles with a small amount of paint. This actually spreads really good, this medium that I'm using. And I know some of you are probably like, what is it? What is it? But I need to have the appropriate amount of time to go over this stuff, all right? And I want to make sure that I introduce it the right way. I'm going to take a clean 2-inch brush here real quick, and I'm just going to blend this out real quick. And I'm telling you right now, this blends amazing. This is amazing. And like I said earlier, if you're, you can use oil paint and follow right along with this, because I would normally be using regular standard oil paint. All right. So we got a nice little cloud there. And you can always do this if you'd like. You can take your fan brush, take a little bit more white. And when you put highlights on something, you don't want to kill it, all right? So you just go like this. Get a little bit more paint on there. Hit the edges of the cloud, see? Just put little things on them, like this. Help them stand out. You know, don't add too much highlight on top of, you know, if you make a cloud, don't put, you know, what I'm saying is don't make a cloud over top of a cloud with, you know, white paint. Just put a little bit of color in there like this, a little bit of highlight. All right, see, like this. All right, we'll set that down and we'll go back to that 2-inch brush here and we'll just blend this out, just real carefully. It'll just give it a little bit more depth, you know, it'll make it look a little bit more three-dimensional and stuff like that. See? Nothing to it. I'll give it a little lift if you'd like. Lift it up. And then just go like this. Right back across it, see? Yeah. Okay. Let me set this 1-inch brush right there for now. All right, I'm going to grab the knife here. I'm going to grab the knife and I'm going to take some blue, a little bit of blue, a little bit of black, a little bit of brown, and a little bit of red. All equal parts. And I'm just going to mix those colors together. I'm going to make a mountain with those colors. Blue, black, brown, and red. It's just a good base color. Or if you have that mountain mixture stuff, that's a pretty good color too. It's pretty close. All right. Take a little bit of white, mix that into there. All right, grabbed a little bit on my knife here. A little bit on my knife, and let's put in a mountain. Maybe we'll do one over here like this, right on top of the little cloud like this, see? Right through the cloud. Give it a little bit of dimension and depth. Make it look like it's floating in the clouds maybe. See? And let's do a little bump right there. You know, you don't have to be too crazy when you're doing this. You just put a few little bumps in, and I know a lot of people will tell you don't make a triangle, but I think you can learn a lot off of making a triangle and turning it into a mountain, to be honest with you. All right, I'm just going to wipe this knife off real quick, and I'm going to grab where is it at? I'm going to grab this 1-inch brush that I already used. I'm just going to squeeze it and wipe a little bit of this paint off here. And then I'm going to come right here. I'm going to pull some of this out. Now remember, I'm going to keep this basic here today, okay? I don't want it to be too complicated. What I'm trying to show you is what I'm doing here is very easy to do with what I'm using. So you have to make sure that you stay tuned, you know, and like I said in the beginning, hopefully everything works out here. And I'll be able to really, really dive into this and show you guys some stuff, okay? Just going to come down like that, right in the front there, boom. Okay, always step back. Always step back and have a look at what you're doing. All right. You know, and if you wanted to, you could take a clean 2-inch brush and you could just kind of soften everything up. You don't have to, but if you want to, you could. Blend out the back sides of this to make it look nice and misty. All right. Okay. All right, I'm going to go back to the knife now. And I'm going to grab me some white paint, put that into a little pile. All right, white paint is in a pile. I'm going to do something just a little bit different. I'm going to grab me some brown paint today. Little roll of brown paint, and I'm going to come up here and I'm going to drop in some brown paint first, just a little bit, and you're not going to be able to see this right away, but it's there. This is just burnt umber. A little bit on the knife. Bring it right down. Just like that. And see, I'm pushing pretty hard. All right. kind of pretty much scraping actually. Okay. Now, I got that pile of white. I'm going to take a little bit of white paint here, and I'm going to, let's see here, go right like this, right, little tiny roll, right over top of the, right over top of that brown, letting it glide right down. See that? It's picking up that nice brown color that I put down. See? Nice, very nice. Very, very nice. Put a little bit here. And I'll tell you a little secret. By putting that brown color down first, it helps the white paint kind of break off because it wants to stick to that brown. So you could put a lot more pressure than you normally would with the knife. See, I push on the blade. I know you're not supposed to do that. That's what they say, but I do it. When they tell you not to do something, I'm the first one to do it. And that is the truth. Okay. All right, so there's that right there. Now I'm going to take some of that white color that I have, and I'm going to take some Prussian blue and a little bit of brown, and I'm going to mix that up. And let's see here. Blue, white, and brown, pretty much equal. I just want a shadow color with a little brown in it, just so it kind of complements what we already have. Okay, so let's see what this gives us. It's like a grade blue. So I'm going to start up here like this. And actually, I'll start back here. Okay. See, I'm just kind of lining up my little peaks here. Just going to get a tiny bit more of the blue and go like this. See that? Just lining it right up. See? Bring it right down. Never be afraid to do this. Just get in there, just dive right in. Dive right in. You'll never go wrong. Don't be afraid though, because if you become afraid, then this will win, and we don't want that to win. We don't want it to win. A little bit more blue, a little bit more brown. Look, see that? Dragging it right across, see? Bring it right in like this, it comes right down. Maybe it goes this way, down here. See? You hear how hard I'm scraping, right? See that? Okay. Now, what we can do is I'm going to go back to a little bit of the white and a little bit of brown, possibly. And I'm going to break this line up a little bit. Like this, see? Like that. And then maybe I'll drag little pieces of this down like this, see? Here and there, like that. Something like that. And let me just fill this up a little bit better here. Drag it over. Drag it over. See? I love making little noises as well because it helps. I forgot, I'm going to put me a little bit of something right here. Look, see that? Something back there as well. Why not, right? Why not? Okay. All right, pull some of this out like this. Always be very loose when you're painting too. Just be nice and loose and don't be so uptight, when you're doing this, because I'm telling you, you'll get a better result. All right. I'm going to grab this 2-inch brush here. All right, 2-inch brush. Get a little wipe real quick, and I'm going to come back here. I'm going to just do this. Tap this up here, just a little bit. See that? Give it a little lift back there. It's nice and soft. See? Whoop. Looks like I forgot something back there, huh? See that? A little bit of blue back there as well, huh? Lighten that up here. See? Put a couple little things there and there. See that? Nice. All right, let me just diffuse that a little bit now. Lift it. Lift that up. All right, I'm going to come over here like this. Tap that, lift that up. Just a little bit, not much. It's the other thing I'll say. Don't spend too much time in one area, okay? See? You could even pull a little bit down with the brush if you want. See? Pull a little bit. Pull. Very lightly, though. Very lightly. Now I'm going to take the fan brush, excuse me, and with a little bit of white paint on it, I do want to come right here. I just want to put a little bit of white in here, see? Like this. Maybe a little mist or something, I don't know. Something like that. We'll set that right down and we'll grab the 2-inch and we'll come right up here and just, see? Swirl this right in. It's like another cloud is down here, see? Nice and subtle. All right, you can lift it like a cloud. Go back and forth on it. And we're going to switch right over to the 1-inch, all right, that we already had. I'm going to give that a quick little wipe. Now the base color that we used here for this mountain here, I'm going to just take that, a little bit of that color, all right, with a tiny bit of white. I'm just going to lighten that color up just a little bit. It's like a nice little grade color, okay? Nice little grade color with the 1-inch brush. I'm going to put in something back here. See, that's why I put that mist in, see? All right, see, I'm just tapping in some somethings. Some something, I don't know what it is, but it's some distant something. See? Yeah, right over to here maybe. Tap it in. All right. All right, grab the 2-inch brush. I'm going to do this. Give it a little swirl like that and just kind of go back and forth. Excuse me. All right. Now, I'm going to just take some sap green. All right, and I'm going to add that to the base color, a little bit of sap green. All right. Just tapping the old 1-inch here. All right, and then I'm going to, I want to leave that showing, but I want to tap some things in here that we're going to be able to see, okay? So I'm going to do this. All right. So I'm just tapping right into that color. See that? Go over here. I keep loading back up because, you know, we need some more of this paint. I'm telling you, this is fantastic how this is working out. Maybe this one goes up above the background stuff, you know. Never hurts. Make sure nothing is repetitive. Try to mix things up a little bit, you know what I mean? All right, let's put some right here. Something like that, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, something like that right there. Just these big old background, whatever this is, I don't know. It's something though, see? Okay. Go back to this 2-inch brush, and I think I'm gonna slap this up down here on the bottom maybe, just to soften it up a little bit. All right. Something like that. Just give this a little motion, maybe a little lift or something. I don't know. Okay. Okay, now, while I'm right here on the subject, I'm going to add a little color here. I'm going to take that 1-inch brush, all right, and I am going to go use just cad yellow. Cad yellow. I'm going to tap my brush in there. It's going to kind of diffuse the color a little bit. It's going to turn it a little greenish, all right. And I'm going to do this. Put little highlights on these trees here. All right, these little background things here. I don't know, whatever they are. Put something there, maybe. You know, a few here. You know, just something. Just so they stand out a little bit, okay? You know, pick out some spots, leave some dark, and leave it nice and soft. See? You know, something like this. Something like that. And then maybe we have, you know, maybe there's a little layer of something that kind of goes down like this. It goes right down into the nothing. See that? I'm just tapping away. See, it's like a little meadow or something. I don't know what it is. It's whatever you want it to be. That's what it is. A little bit more yellow, excuse me. A little bit more bright here, because you know me, I like light. I like bright spots. I love me some bright spots in these paintings. Maybe put a little bright spot here and there too. Something like that. Something like that. Yeah, it seems to work. That'll do there. All right. Now. I'm gonna grab me, you know what the heck, I'm gonna get me a little fan brush here. I'm gonna grab me a fan brush, and I already got some paint on here, some white paint. So I'm gonna come up here and, looks like I might need a touch of yellow. I'm gonna come up here and do this. I'm going to pull some of this down right about here and there, just a little bit, just like that. And I'm going to take just some white and some blue, sort of like what we have up there, and I'm going to pull up some this way from the bottom, just a little bit, something like that right there. Yeah, maybe this way, just a tiny bit. See? I don't know how far I'm going to go over. Now we can go back to this 2-inch brush, and I'm going to kind of bring all this together real quick. See what we got here. See? Pull some of this down here. See? Pull it like this. Boom. Now if you want, you can take a little bit more of color, like the blue, and you could really do this so it kind of really stands out. I like doing that. Just add a little bit more color. It'll you know, make whoever's looking at it, they'll see that blue color up and down, and they'll know what it is. All right. Or you could take, for example, with the fan brush, some white and even some of that brown if you wanted to. Now watch. Got our mountain here, right? Watch this. Go. See that? Maybe it goes this way. Little mountain in the water. See? A little bit more brown in there, so it can be identified as the mountain. It only takes a second. Something like that right there. We'll set that fan brush down, and then I'm going to pull this down like this. See that right there? I'm going to go back and forth like this and just kind of make everything nice and blurry. All right, you see? Just like that right there. All right, now I'm going to grab the fan brush here, and I'm going to take my knife, I'm going to mix me up a little bit of color here, some blue. I'm just going to take blue and some black, maybe a little bit of brown, a little bit of red maybe, and definitely some green. Nice dark color. A lot of green in it. Blue, black, brown, green, red, whatever. All right. Okay. Wipe the fan brush off, and I'm going to pull through this color, nice dark color, nice dark color on the fan brush. And I'm going to add some trees in here. I'm going to start right about here. I'll put a tree right here. All right, see that right there? Reloading. Reloading. All right, and I'll come in here and I'm going to go with the corner. Just touch and push. See that mountain's there, right? So I'll skip a spot. See that? And I'm going to go right in like this. Just flip the brush over. Come right down. See? Get a little bit more paint on there. All right, put something right there. Now, reloading again. And then we'll put one here, right into that light area right there, see? Leave that light in the background because you'll be able to see what's going on there. All right, just reloading again. And I'm going to put one more right like this, right off the canvas. Corner. Make sure to leave that light showing. See that light back there? Something like that right there. Something like that right there. I said I wanted to keep this nice and basic for you guys. So let's just move right over here to the other side. Right to the other side. I'm going to reload this brush up here. And we're going to pop in a few more trees right over here. We'll do bigger ones right here. Right about up here. Make this one a little bigger. Look, he starts right here. He goes down to about there. I always reload after I do that. Start here in the corner. See, push. See that? I'm going to leave a spot. I can reload again. This way you can see the background, see? You want to see that background. It just kind of helps things, so. All right, right to, I don't know, right about there. Something like that, maybe. All right, we can just, let's do this. Let's bring one right this way. Right down this way, little smaller one, see? Same thing. Flip the brush over. All right, so you got a couple there. Okay. Now, I'm just going to use the fan brush since I have it right here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap in a little bit of color here. See that? I'm just going to really get some paint on here actually. It comes right down like this. All right. Reload a little bit, and then maybe there's a, I don't know, something here as well. Another little bump here. Let's fill him in. Leave a little bit of that light showing possibly. Something like this. All right, so I put a little color there. All right, and I'm going to go right here to the other side. I'm going to reload with that same old color. And I'm going to come right about here. I'm just going to put something right here. A little piece of something right there. All right. All right, something like that. Now, I'm going to grab this 2-inch brush here real quick, and I'm going to go like this. I'm just going to pull, all right, pull a little bit of that down. And I'm going to start pulling this down here. See that? Something just like that right there. Right, like this. See? Go sideways. Stir it up a little bit, see? All right. And we can actually come back in, you know, and just add a little bit of more shape to that, you know, since the reflection is there. All right, the reflection is there. Kind of goes right off the whatever. And I'm actually going to redefine this back here. I want this to go a little bit more out like that, see? He comes right back like this. Yeah, something like that, little old stream. Now, with that said, let's do this. Let's put a little thing back here now. See that? Make it look like it wraps right around the corner, all right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the water, I'm going to make more water up front because that's what will look better. So I'm going to pull some more of this down. See? Pull that down. Goes right off. All right, now it's like a stream, runs this way. See that? Nice and easy. bit of that down there. Nice. Nice and good. Okay. Perspective. Perspective is everything. All right. Okay, now, let me have a look right quick. Let me just add another tree, maybe something here. Maybe right there, just a little guy. He's just kind of stubbing around in the middle or whatever. I don't know. And maybe one, just for the heck of it, maybe one grows this way. He's there. See? Just a little guy. He's kind of growing in there, whatever. I'm going to take this knife here real quick, and I'm going to straighten these tops up because I love doing this. And I like pushing some extra little things here and there, like that. Straighten this guy here. Yeah. You know, and then just a little, this is a black canvas, so we won't see any white underneath, but we can add a couple of things back there, nice little soft things, maybe, whatever. Just so it looks like something back there, I don't know. See? Doesn't have to be perfect, you know. Doesn't have to be perfect. All right, let me set that knife there. All right, I'm gonna wipe this fan brush off probably. Actually, you know what? While I have, I'm gonna take some white paint and a little bit of brown, I suppose. Just some white and some brown. And I am gonna just add a little something in there, a little bit more brown. A little more brown's too white. Yeah, something there. Maybe, you know, just a little, whatever. You know, maybe there's a little trunk showing, I don't know. Something like that, but it's there. It's there, in case anybody is looking for it. All right. Well, heck, I guess let's do this. Let's take some yellow and some green, very dark color, some black, mix that in, and some blue. I just want a super dark color here, very dark, because I want to highlight this, but I don't want them to be super bright. So let's just highlight it with a very dark color, because I think what will happen is you lose that contrast. I don't really want to do that. See, just put a few little, see those little indications of highlight there? Tiny bits on that little leaf there, maybe branch, whatever. You know, and let's go right here. Couple there too, see? Flip the brush over. Yeah, maybe there's some more on the top, you know? Some down here. Very, very dark and very subtle down at the bottom there. All right, it's almost like they're not there, because it'll take away, I'm telling you, it'll take away from the actual contrast. I like them dark trees, the super dark trees. All right, I'm going to set this down. I'm going to grab the 1-inch brush here, and I'm going to just go right, cad yellow, nice cad yellow, nice little color. It's cad yellow light is the actual color. All right, I'm going to tap into that, and now I'm going to start putting in some of our beautiful light here. See, and some of our little hills. See those hills right there? They come right downtown. See that? It goes like this. And there's a hill here. All right. Just like this. This is super easy. All right, and if you want, we could do this too. Look. Watch this. Just for the heck of it. All right. 2-inch brush. Just so there's something there. All right. All right, back to this. I'm going to get a little bit more of that yellow, nice little bit of a bright highlight color here, and then maybe there's some highlights on here, you know, on the tops. Sun's picking up, it's coming in, it's, see? Just picking up some of these areas here. All right, that's a beautiful, beautiful look. Now I'm going to mix that into some of our green. I'm going to dull that color down, a little yellow ochre in there, maybe. Yeah, yellow ochre, a little blue maybe, just to flavor that nice little color, give it a good feel. All right, and then we have this guy here. See, remember he exists. He's back there. All right, some beautiful green and yellow. And then we have, you know what, we'll put a highlight on that in a minute. But let's do this. We got these, they wrap around the back of those trees and then it comes out in the front here, see? Tap in, watch this. See that? This guy comes in and this hill drops down this way. A little bit darker because maybe we don't have too much sunlight hitting that. But I have a feeling that the sun is shining right there. See that? Maybe there's some little land in here, I don't know. There's something back there for sure, that's for sure. Okay. Oh man, let's brighten up that there. Yeah, that looks good. I like it. All right, getting more yellow. I just feel like I want something right there. Now be careful, because you can overdo this quickly. You don't want to. All right, you don't want to overdo it. Whatever you do. Maybe a little bit of light is hitting right there, just a little bit, I don't know. In between these two trees. Something like that. Maybe there's a couple little bushes. You just turn your thing around and just tap it up like this, see? Nothing to that right there. A couple little bushes. We're going to set that down real quick. I'm going to grab the knife. There's some whitish color, a little bit of blue in it, looks like. All right, we're going to take some of that there. And I'm going to come back here and I'm going to put in a little, see, there's a little line back there. We can fix that, no problem. No problem. All right, I'm going to wrap around this way. It goes right off the canvas that way. See? Get some more paint. I'm pushing really firmly. It goes like this and wraps around maybe. Like that. A little double water line right there, you see? Got some nice things happening and maybe there's a little wrapping right around the front. Look. Goes right off of the thing right there, you know. Maybe this actually wraps around the front that we can't see. See? Actually goes that way. Little water lines here and there. Something like this. Maybe there's one there too. Just pop one right here. This water's really moving today. See? That's really traveling, that water. All right, let me wipe this knife off here real quick. And I'm going to grab me just a small little brush here. It's like a baby filbert pretty much. Little baby filbert is what I'll call it. And I'm going to grab me some of this brown paint here on the baby filbert. All right, brown paint. And I'm going to do this. Pop in something right there. Pop in a little tree right there. Make them a little fatter. See that? Bring them right down in there, see? Getting some more brown, and then let's do this. Let's do, this one comes right there. Like this, or like that. Okay. Drag some of that paint down, make some nice long roots and stuff, you know. Okay. All right, I'm going to wipe that off there. Okay. And we're just going to add a few little things here, little branches and things, okay? Little branches. This one goes like this, and then this one maybe has one that comes right across the whole darn thing. Just put branches wherever you want, you know. Don't be afraid to put anything anywhere. This guy has a little, he's pointing towards the mountain, saying, look at me. Something like that, right? Something like that. All right. Now, I'm going to get just some white paint. I'm going to try to make this nice and easy real quick for you. Put a little highlight on the edge here, maybe. Just something there, you know, something right there. Right down the sides. Something like this. Okay. Now, I'm going to wipe that off. And I'm going to stir this up a little bit. Just stir up that line, see? Just like this. Make it look not so, I don't want it to look so crisp, not crispy, I don't know the word I'm looking for. Distorted, I don't even know. Don't know. All right, now, blue. I'm going to get some blue. All right, blue and white. I like doing this. I always, excuse me, like to have a little shadow. A little something, a little reflected light on the back side here. See that? Just makes the day better. Something, I don't know. Something like that. Just a little bit of that shadow there. Okay. Excuse me. All right, now I'm going to dip into some of my little medium here, and I'm going to go through some of this black or brown color, and I'm going to extend these branches real quickly. And this flow is very good. Bring those treetops up a little bit. Something like that. Right up, see? Goes right across the mountain, see that? And then maybe there's a little branch there. You can put as many of these things in as you need to, you know? Just put them wherever. Don't be afraid. Put one there in the back, see, in the front, whatever. Maybe there's a guy right there. I like these little support branches on the sides. I always like them. Okay. I can get some of that. I can get a little bit of a lighter color right on here. Just kind of, see? Just like that. Highlight here if you want. There, wherever. See how easy this is? This is flowing real good. Put a little thing here maybe. And we can even put something right here if you want, you know, little guy right there. You know, wherever. Okay, now I'm going to set this down real quick over there, and then I'm going to take this fan brush here real quick, and I wasn't even going to do this, but I will. I'm going to go into just some blue and some black, whatever, just some dark color here. It's a darker color, a little bit of green or whatever. And I just feel like maybe I'm just going to put in a few little, branches. All right, see, or branches or leaves. Just a couple little things, you know. A couple little leaves right there, maybe. See? Just a few little things right there. Maybe they're right over the mountain a little bit too. See, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. All right? Don't be afraid of it. There's a little bit of that. So that tree's there. I'm going to take the fan brush now. I'm going to go into some yellows and some greens. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to just kind of too bright, more green. Keep it nice and darker, a little yellow ochre maybe. See that? I'm going to actually wipe it off. Use what paint's on there. This stuff is really doing good, you know. See that? Little branch sticking out there like this, going out the top. Maybe go here, put a little cluster of highlights right there, some across there. See that? Some here maybe. See? Some there. And then a little bit more yellow right across the mountain. Look, see that? Can't be afraid. Can't be afraid. Let's extend this guy up. He needs to go further in life. Something like that, and right across the tip of that mountain right there. See that? He's just kind of hanging out. A little bit of yellow right there. Distort it a little bit. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, you see, it's whatever. It is what it is. Bring this up to the top maybe. Looks like it goes off the canvas. Doesn't look like no baby tree. It's a nice tree. See? Put little things here. Right across the mountain again. All right? You get the point, right? Now, I'm just going to real quickly grab the knife. And I'm going to take some white and just a tiny bit of yellow ochre. Pull it out with the knife, and then I don't know why I'm feeling something here. Look, a little bit there maybe. See that? Little lines here. These trees, yellow ochre and some white. Some up there, maybe a little, so you can see the tree go up, just for purpose of lighting. Lighting purposes. So you see some of these branches maybe, huh? How that looks interesting, huh? What do you think? Nice. Nice. There we go. Interesting. Excuse me. Let me distort that a little bit. There's a little bit too much of that showing. See? Just tone it down. Calm it down. See? No big deal. No big deal. See, a little bit there, maybe. Something like that. Give it a little tappings. And that goes down into there, like that. We've got to take a little bit of dark color, just keep the perspective right. We've got to darken this because there wouldn't be any bright grass there, right? Right. Maybe none here either, I don't know. Go back to the 1 inch. With a nice little green color, and I'm going to replant this tree. See? Replant him. See? All right, he grows just like that, right about there. And hey. I think I'm done. I think I'm done with this. All right, guys. I definitely had a great time making this. I got to say, I feel totally different than I did in the beginning of this video. I got to be honest. I totally right now I feel like life is normal, which it's not, but it feels like it is normal for me at the moment because I just got done doing this, and the power of creation is real. The power of creation is real. It reminds me of why I'm here pushing this, all the time, what I'm doing, because I believe in it, because I know that what it's done for me. I'm going to do the best that I can to continue to create videos when I can. Like I said, it just depends. I don't want to get into it because I feel good right now. Hell with everything else. Hell with everything else. I feel good right now. And if I were you, I would click off of this video right now and I would go and create something. And I am super excited to announce the way that I did this and what I used and stuff like that because it's safe, no chemicals, and it worked. It only took a few years, but it worked. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Make sure to go to channel members if you don't want to miss me ever or not. And I will see you at some point in my life. Hopefully it'll be next week. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you don't care. Take care. I love you. Peace.